Good morning, we'll start the session. Before we start the demo session, let me introduce myself. This is Upendra Reddy. I'm a qualified cost accountant. I'm having 15 years of SAP experience and 5 years of domain experience in different organizations. In my 15 years of SAP experience, I worked in multiple modules, not only in one module like FICO, MM, SD, FSCM, TRM. These many modules I can deliver training also. As this is my own organization, Pregna Technologies, my own training center, so that you will get more subject, more support than any other trainer in the market. This is about myself. In this demo session, we are going to discuss what is ERP, what are the ERP products available in the market, and why we need to learn SAP only. And as a SAP consultant, what is our job? After this training, what type of opportunities you will get? Which module is suitable to whom? And what you are getting during our training? All these things we are going to discuss in the next 45 minutes. At the end of the session, we'll be having some time to ask any questions in between. If you are getting any doubts or questions, you can please make a note. At the end of the session, we will clear all your questions. But most of the regular doubts and questions will be cleared in my next 45 minutes demo session only. Now we'll start with what is ERP. Everyone knows, right? What is ERP? Enterprise Resources and Planning. What is enterprise? What is enterprise? Any business organization. We call it as an enterprise. It may be a firm, it may be a company, company may be private limited or public limited. And what are the resources then? To do business, what we need, those we call it as the resources. What we need materials, we need money, we need machines, we need men, and we need marketing people. In shortcut, these we call it as a 5 M's, started with M alphabet. 5 M's you have studied in your academics. To do any business, we need these resources: men, machine, materials, marketing, and money. But these resources are very limited in availability. Limited even for Tata's, Birla's, Ambani's also very limited. For that reason, we need to plan carefully because all these are limited available resources. We need to plan carefully. That is the main object of ERP. In ERP, the main purpose of ERP is how effectively you can utilize. How effectively you can utilize all these limited available resources. How effectively you can utilize all these limited available resources. That is the main purpose of ERP. ERP is like technology. We can say it's a technology. Under this ERP technology, there are many ERP products are available. Just like your automobile technology. In automobile technology also, different companies are there. Maruti, Hyundai, Tata Motors, Volkswagen, Bench. Again, different companies in different products. Same way, here also, under ERP technology, we are having different companies. All these are competitors only. Oracle Apps, Siebel, PeopleSoft, JD Edwards, Microsoft Dynamics is there, SAS is there, even Tally is also one of the ERP product. Same way, SAP is also one of the ERP product only. All these are competitors only. Out of all these ERP products, why we need to learn SAP only? That is our doubt. Because each and every product has their own specialization. It is convenient to use, comfort to use in one particular area only. If you take Oracle Apps, it's convenient to use in finance department. Siebel is used in Siebel and CRM and analytics. PeopleSoft is used in HRMS. JD Edwards and Bond both are mainly used in manufacturing and finance departments. When you take Microsoft, Microsoft is having Microsoft Dynamics, one of the ERP product, mainly used in small and mid-sized businesses only. Tally is also one ERP product mainly used in finance department. Same way, SAS is there. mainly used in clinical research area. Clinical research area. The same way, when it comes to SAP, we can say SAP is all-rounder. All-rounder means we can use in any department, in almost all the areas. This is convenient to use. You can use in finance department, purchase department, sales department, production department, HR department. It is convenient to use, comfort to use in all type of businesses, also all the departments and all types of businesses. It may be a pharmaceutical company, construction company, government company, semi government, complete manufacturing sector or complete service sector. So in all the industries also it is convenient to use, comfort to use. That is the reason SAP has become number one ERP company. So nearly 50% of the ERP sector market share is occupied by this SAP only. So altogether all other companies are 50%, only SAP is nearly 50% market share is there. That is the reason there are many SAP projects are available in the market. That is the reason. If you learn SAP, you will get more job opportunities when you compare with other ERP products. Why we are learning any course? We need job. So more jobs are there in SAP because SAP is a number one ERP company when you compare with other ERP companies. So you know what we have discussed. So what is ERP? What are the ERP products available in the market? And why we need to learn SAP only. Till now, these points we have discussed. From here onwards, we are discussing about SAP in detail. So what is SAP then? So SAP stands for Systems, Applications and Products in Data Processing. This is the full form of SAP. Systems, Applications and Products in Data Processing. Right? So what is data? What is processing then? So data is nothing but a collection of facts and figures. We are gathering some information from your client company where you are implementing SAP. On this information, you are performing some set of operations. That is what the data processing. You are performing some set of operations. You are executing some set of operations on the data elements what we have gathered from your client company where you are implementing SAP. So you will get some output. When you perform some set of operations, you will get some output. This output may be reports, results. So based on that, you can improve your organization performance. If you are using SAP, it improves your organization performance. It improves your revenues. Ultimately, it improves your profits. Being a SAP student, we are not supposed to pronounce it as SAP. Many people saying we are learning SAP, SAP, SAP. It's not a word, right? It is having some abbreviation. SAP, just like USA. So how we are using this word? USA means United States of America. It is also abbreviation, not a word, right? So we need to pronounce it as SAP, not SAP. We are learning SAP because it's not a word. It is having some abbreviation. So SAP is a product of SAP AG, the company name when it was started in 1972. The company name when it was started in 1972. So SAP AG. Now it's SAP SE. So it was started in Germany. It's a German-based company. It was started in a small town called Waldorf near to Heidelberg. These are the 5 people who have started this company. You no need to buy hard all these names. So these 5 people came out from IBM and they have started this company in 1972. It's a German-based company. The most successful product in SAP is SAP R/3, which was introduced in 1992. Within SAP also, there are different products are available. Different products are available. So R/3 is one SAP product which was introduced in 1992. After that only SAP has become number one ERP company. So what are the products that are available in SAP? So what we are learning, why we are learning, what we are learning and why we are learning. Now I will explain. Whatever the explanation I am giving, this Excel sheets only I will use because all the classes we are taking online and classroom parallelly, we don't use board. So I will use Excel sheet for all the explanations. So this Excel sheet I will share in Google Drive to all the students. No need to write whatever I am explaining here. So in 1972, first product is R by 1. In 1982, R by 2. In 1992, R by 3. In 2011, HANA. In 2015, S4 HANA. Right? There are different products are there within SAP. The modules what we are loosely calling as a FICO, MM, SD, PP. These modules are part of this R by 3 product. Within SAP, R by 3 is a product, and these are different modules. And this R by 3 product was developed by using Oracle or SQL database. In the back end, which database they are using is this Oracle and SQL. These databases, we call it as a traditional database, old databases, which are developed 20, 30 years back. Many drawbacks are. What are those in details during our training we are discussing? And SAP is paying money to this company, Oracle Fellow, to use their database in SAP software. That is also one of the reasons SAP has developed their own database. So this is SAP's own database. HANA is SAP's own database. And S4 HANA is an application on this HANA database. S4 HANA is an application on that HANA database. And earlier, what are the modules we are calling as FICO? Now we call it as a S4 HANA Finance, the same module. And other modules like MM, SD, PP, now all together we can call it as a simple logistics. MM as is there as a part of simple logistics, SD is also as is there, PP is also as is there. And these are not entirely new courses or new software. So whatever it is there in here, the same as it is there, 90%. Only few changes are happened, some 10% changes are happened here and there. And few new tables are added in SAP, new concepts are introduced, right? So we are taking entire course on this S4 HANA server only from the day one. And that too in HANA, S4 HANA also different versions are there. The latest version, which is S4 HANA 2021, on that server only I'm taking entire course. After 21, 22 is also released, but servers are not available in the market. But there is no difference between 21 and 22 as far as our modules are concerned. Right? So we are taking entire course on S4 HANA 2021 version, which is the latest version. No one in the market is taking. And whenever the changes are happening, screen by screen, topic by topic. So we are covering, showing old server also, what was there in FICO and what changes happen in S4 HANA. And what was there in MMRSD, what changes happen in simple logistics. So both topic by topic, screen by screen, in same class we are discussing both. But from the day one, what we are delivering is we are taking entire training on S4 HANA 2021 version. Right? So the reason is why we need to learn S4 HANA, even though you are inquiring for FICO, MM, why we are learning S4 HANA is it's already 7 years are over. It's already 7 years are over. So most of the big clients are already implementing using S4 HANA. Even if you apply for job without knowledge on S4 HANA in your resume, without mentioning the S4 HANA changes, you will not even get interview call. You will not even get an interview call. Once you get the job also, you have to work on S4 HANA servers only. That's the importance, right? If you say, I don't know S4 HANA, I know only FSU, no one gives job. You will not even get interview call because already 7 years are over. So all clients are already migrated to S4 HANA, right? So that is the importance of S4 HANA. We are learning from the day one entire course on HANA server only. Right? Is it clear what we are learning, why we are learning? Now, with this introduction, Now I will take one example. So what is our job as a SAP consultant? Assume after this training you got job in IBM. Then what you are doing in IBM as SAP consultant? I will take one implementation project. We are implementing SAP, assume in Dr. Reddy's laboratories. Dr. Reddy's are already using SAP. I am just taking one example. This is an implementation project. When it comes to implementation project, different methodologies are there which we can follow in implementation. In R/3 system, SAP has given SAP methodology, accelerated SAP methodology, which we can call it as a traditional classic methodology, SAP's own methodology. When it comes to S4HANA, we are using Activate methodology. If you are using more than one software in implementation, not only SAP, other softwares also we are using here and there. Even most widely used in any IT projects, like even if you are using other projects, Java, .NET or any other software, Agile methodology will be there. Agile methodology is also used. In all the methodologies, 90% processes are same. Terminology may be different here and there, but processes are same. Easy to understand. We'll just take SAP's own classic methodology, which is SAP methodology as of now, so that you will get an idea what is our job in implementation project as a SAP consultant. There are different phases are there in SAP implementation project. The first phase is project preparation phase. What we are doing in this project preparation phase? First, IBM will appoint few consultants, one FICO, one SD, one MM, one PP. Different modules are there in SAP. Assume for number sake we are taking. Assume IBM appointed 5 consultants for this project. And Dr. Reddy's also will appoint few employees, representatives. One from finance department, one from purchase department, one from sales department. Here also just for number sake I am taking 5 people. This number may differs from project to project. These 5 people we call it as a core team members, representatives of your client. Who is client here? Dr. Reddy's. For IBM, Dr. Reddy's is a client where we are implementing SAP. Assume Dr. Reddy's earlier they are using a different software in their business. Now they want to shift to SAP. They want to use SAP software. Then they will approach all other IT companies like IBM, TCS, Wipro, Tech Mahindra, Accenture. They will ask proposals, request for proposals. Based on that, all these IT companies give their proposals. Which company gives the best proposal? This Dr. Reddy's will finalize that company. Assume IBM got this project, and in IBM we are working as a SAP consultant. That's the background. Now in the implementation project, first phase is project preparation phase. In this, the IBM appointing few consultants. Dr. Reddy's also appointing few employees to involve in this implementation project. As we know SAP very well, based on that we got job in IBM. Assume we know SAP very well, based on that we got job in IBM. But we don't know what Dr. Reddy's is doing, what is their business, what is their organization structure, how many plants are there, in each plant what material they are manufacturing, how they are finalizing their vendors, what is their procurement process, how they are paying money to vendor, what is the payment procedure, what is the payment methods, how they are validating their assets, which type of depreciation method they are following, straight line method or return on value method, how they are validating their assets, and what is the sales turnover in each country, what is the sales. So all this information we don't know anything. So we as a consultants has to gather that information from these 5 people. These 5 people we call it as a core team member, employees of Dr. Reddy's. So after gathering that information, we are finalizing the schedule. Schedule means tentative duration of the project, expected duration. It may take 6 months, it may take 1 year, it may take 5 years. All depends on how big your client. For IBM, Dr. Reddy's is a client. So later we are also finalizing the team size. Team size means these 5 consultants are not sufficient to do entire project. Again, how many FSCO consultants require? How many MM consultants require? How many SD consultants require? So we need to finalize. So this is the outcome of first phase. In the first phase, we are finalizing the schedule and we are finalizing the team size. Later, we are going to another phase. This we call as a business blueprint phase. In this business blueprint phase, we are preparing two important documents. One is as is, another one is to be. As is means as it is what Dr. Reddy's is doing. Who is preparing this as is? This core team people. That is their existing business, their employees only knows. So assume earlier in finance department they are using tally. In tally for a particular asset they are following straight line depreciation method. The same they will write under as is. Same information they will write under as is. By comparing this as is information, we as a consultants preparing to be information. To be means what we are going to do in SAP. The same straight line depreciation method is possible in SAP or not? If possible, what are the settings we need to do? If not possible also, what is the other option SAP is alternative SAP is providing? What is the additional reports you will get? What is the advantage of using SAP? So that information we are writing under to be. As is the existing system information, to be is what we are going to do in SAP. Simple. This is just one finance example we have taken. The same way in purchase department, how they are creating purchase order, how they are posting goods receipt, goods issue. That is prepared by purchase department employee. That is under as is. By comparing that in SAP for purchase department related work, MM module is there. MM is materials management related to purchase department work. So this MM consultant will prepare to be information how we are going to do in SAP. The same way SD module, sales and distribution. So earlier how they are creating a sales order, delivery to the customer, billing, how they are doing, that is as is. And now in SAP how we can create a sales order, how to do delivery, how to do billing, that is SD consultant will prepare. As it is prepared by core team people and to be is prepared by consultants. Each and every business process need to mention in this business blueprint. Business blueprint is a document, it contains as is and to be information. Once this business blueprint is finalized, we need to take a signatures of this core team member. And we as a consultants also, we have to sign on that business blueprint. That is our commitment, what we are going to deliver in SAP. Everything we have to written first. So documentation properly finished. Later only we will start actual system usage. Till now in these two phases we are not even using SAP software. Till now in these two phases we are not even using SAP software. Regular meetings are happening. We are gathering the information. We are finalizing the schedule and we are finalizing the business blueprint. Now in this phase only, third phase, realization phase, we also call it as a implementation phase. Implementation phase. We are implementing SAP here. We are using SAP software. And what we are doing, whatever you have written in 2B, we will implement. Simple. Whatever you have written in 2B document only we are doing here. We are doing some settings in SAP server. Simple. That we call as a configuration and customization. Configuration and customization as per your business blueprint 2B document. I will take one example from finance department what we are doing here. Assume in finance department, so you are posting some entry, salaries account debit, bank account credit. First we are taking finance department example. This we call as a document in SAP, one general entry we are posting. And this document contains two line items. This we call as a debit line item, this we call as a credit line item. And we can add some information, fields, we can add some fields while posting. Field is nothing but information that we can post while doing this data entry. Text is one field, business area is one field, cost center is one field. Text is nothing but narration, being salaries paid to so and so, you can write there. Business area is nothing but a branch, to which branch you are paying the salaries. Cost center is nothing but a department, production department, canteen department, admin department, to which department you are paying, that you can enter. So like this, there are many fields are there. So against each and every field we are having three different options: suppress, required, optional. Suppress, required, optional. So you have to select one option. You have to select one option. Assume against the text you have selected as required. Required means mandatory. So while posting this general entry, the field text will be there. The user has to compulsorily enter, because this field you are selecting as a required field, mandatory field. Assume against the business area you have selected it as an optional. Optional means it's up to you. You may enter, you may not enter. Even though if you not enter, it will allow you to save, because this field is optional. Another one is suppress. Suppress means you are hiding, suppressing a particular field, hiding a particular field. Even the user want to enter, it will not at all display in SAP screen, because you are suppressing, you are hiding. So like this, against each and every field, three options are there. We have to select one option. Again, who is deciding which field is required, which field is optional? We are not deciding. We will ask your core team member. In SAP, these many fields are there. What fields you want while posting to salaries? What fields you want while posting to bank account or rent account or wages account? Based on their choice, we have to select. Based on their requirement, we as a consultant, the FICO consultant will do these selections in SAP system. This is consultant job. Then who is posting this general entry? In Dr. Reddy's, in finance department, there may be some 100 accountants are there, finance executives are there. Those guys will do this data entry. This we call as an end user job. End user, end. This is basic level of knowledge. Our main focus is to become consultant. So we are learning this consultant. And the consultant should also knows what end user is doing. So both we are learning in our training. Both we are learning. But the consultants works in IT companies like IBM, TCS, Wipro, Tech Mahindra, Accenture, Infosys. And these end users will work in core industries where SAP implemented, like Dr. Reddy's, GMR, Lanco, ITC, AP Genco, AP Transco, Sakshi TV, Bharati Cement, Kia Motors, Nujibidi Seeds, Kaveri Seeds, Hyderabad Batteries Limited, Petro Drugs, Heritage, many companies, whatever you know, most of the big companies are already using SAP. So there you will get this end user opportunities, basic level of knowledge. Here this is IT jobs. You want to get a job in IBM, TCS, Wipro, Tech Mahindra as a consultant. Our main focus is to become consultant. But during our training, both we are learning as a consultant. You should know both the things. This is just one example on FICO module. Like many settings we need to do in SAP as a consultant. So where we are doing all these settings? Now we are using SAP software. This we call it as a development server. This is one system where SAP installed. This is one system, one server, one CPU where SAP installed, that we call it as a development server. And all the settings, whatever we are doing here in this development server, it is storing under one number. So that number we call it as a transport request number. This number we call it as a transport request number. What is the purpose of this transport request number? I will explain in the next 5 minutes. As of now, understand we are discussing about implementation project. We are in the realization phase. As per your 2B document, we are doing some settings in SAP server, and all these settings are storing under one number. That number we call it as a transport request number. Once all the settings are over, then only we are moving to the next page. This is just finance example. The same way I will also take a purchase department example. In purchase department, you are creating a purchase order. So when we are creating a purchase order also in SAP, many fields are there. Again, which field is required, which field is optional. That is a MM consultant will do these selections. Purchase department is related to MM module. MM is materials management. So while creating a purchase order, which material you are purchasing, how many quantities you are purchasing, what is the price, what is the vendor, from which plant, like this many fields are there. Against each and every field, 3 options, we have to select one option based on the client requirement. MM consultant will do the selections, and creation of purchase order is MM end user job. MM end user job. The same way in SD module, SD sales and distribution. So in SD, the sales orders are created, delivery to customer, billing documents are posted. So that is SD end user job. And which material you are selling, how many kgs, what is the price. So these selections, which field is required, which field is optional to create a sales order. So these selections are SD consultant will do. Sales and distribution module separately is there, SD consultant will do. So like this, from each module I have taken one example. What is consultant job, what is end user job. So all settings as a consultant we are doing in this server, that is SAP system only, one CPU where SAP installed. All these are storing under one number. This number we call it as a transport request number. So once all the settings are over, now we are moving to the next phase. This phase we call it as a final preparation phase. Final preparation phase. What is happening in this final preparation phase? Testing is happening. Whether your settings are working or not, here you will test. So how to test? By posting on general entry in finance department, by creating one purchase order in purchase department, by creating a sales order in sales department. This testing is happening. Where the testing is happening? This is a quality server, quality system. This is another CPU where SAP installed. So we did all the settings in the development server. Then how they will test in quality? So this is the importance of TR. As I have discussed, all the settings are storing under one number. You are copying that number from development to quality. Then all the settings will be copied automatically. Again, as a consultant, we are not doing any settings in the quality server. That is only for testing. If they are not satisfied with the test results, who is testing? Your core team people only. Ultimately, they have to satisfy how the SAP server is working in their system, in their company. If they are not satisfied with the test results, what we have to do? Again, we are going back to development server. Again, do necessary changes in your settings. Again, it is storing in TR. Again, copy the TR to the quality server. Again, they will test. If they are satisfied with the test results only, we are moving to the another phase. This phase we call it as a go live. Go live means SAP ready to use. All your Dr. Reddy's employees can move from that old software to this SAP software. So actual data entry is happening here in the go live. Actual data entry means the same thing again. All your Dr. Reddy's employees will post general entries, the finance department guy. Purchase department will create a purchase order, goods receipt, goods issue. Sales department end user will create a sales order, delivery to customer, billing. Where they are doing, again here we are using another server, another system, another CPU where SAP installed. This server we call it as a production server. We did all the settings in the development server. Again, how they will do production server data entry? Same concept. Because all the settings are storing under this number, you're copying that number from development to production. That becomes a transport request number. Then all the settings will be copied here. Later only they will do this data entry. Again, how they will do this data entry without basic SAP knowledge? In the final preparation phase only, we have to give the end user training. How to use SAP software. There are different shortcuts are there. T codes and transaction codes are there. So by using that, we will give some training. And another important point before going to go live, data upload. Old data is there. They are already running business. They are using Tally or some other software in their existing business. Old GL balances, vendor balances, customer balances. All those old balances we need to upload to SAP system by using different tools and techniques. Later only we will do the regular data entry in day-to-day business. So like this, different phases are there in any SAP implementation project. Each phase will take minimum half an hour for discussion. This is just an overview. Right, in detail during our training we are discussing. Again, before you start classes, you should know what is our job, what we are doing, why we are doing. That is the reason, just giving an idea what is our job in implementation project as SAP consultant. Once implementation is over, support will start. This we call as a support project. It is separate project only, because there is no rule that whoever implements only has to give support. Implementation done by IBM, support may be with TCS or Wipro. Which company gives best quotation, the client will choose that company. What happening in this support project? Daily the users will get send few errors, and you have to resolve. In day-to-day transactions, if the users are getting any errors, you have to resolve. The errors in SAP we call it as a tickets or incidents. The errors in SAP we call it as a tickets or incidents. So before we start the support project, we will write one agreement. This we call it as a SLA agreement, service level agreement. In this service level agreements, we will write some terms and conditions. If it's a P1 error, priority 1 error, you have to resolve within 1 hour. P2, 1 day. P3, 1 week. This time duration may be different project to project. I'm just taking this example. If the user is getting an error, they will raise a ticket to IBM. Based on their urgency and seriousness of the issue, they will allot this number. In IBM, one project manager will be there. If it is a finance related issue, FICO consultant will be allotted. If it is a sales related issue, SD consultant will be allotted. If it is a purchase related issue, MM consultant. So this will continue. So this is what is happening in any support project. 80% of the projects available in the market is support projects only. Even if you get an opportunity to work on, you have to work in support project daily. The users will send few errors, you have to resolve. Right? This is the nature of our work in support project. So we have discussed about implementation and support project, what is our work, and later we are discussing what are the different modules are available in SAP. Which module is suitable to whom? The total modules in SAP is divided into technical and functional modules. So when it comes to technical modules, in general, the BTech or science graduates are eligible to learn. BTech or science graduates. ABAP, ABAP, total coding will be there here. Coding. BTech, computer science or information technology, those guys can easily understand. Basis, like a system admin, installation, uninstallation, user creation. Another one is securities, like a network admin, tracking all the user logins, creation of roles and profiles. So the security and basis both are similar. Another one is workflow. In purchase department, one user create a purchase order, their manager has to approve. That approval procedure is designed by this workflow consultant. These are core technical modules. Any BTech or science graduate is eligible to learn. When it comes to functional modules, FICO, BCom, MCom, MBA Finance, CA, CMA, CS, qualified or semi-qualified, is eligible to learn. Accounting background, commerce background, accountant knowledge is important here. Without knowing debit and credits, you will not understand this module. Right? Accounting is important in the back end. Another one is SD. Any graduate with marketing experience or MBA sales specialization will understand this SD, sales related, medical representatives, marketing people. MM, materials management. Any graduate like FICO, commerce background is mandatory. Like SD, sales background is also added advantage to understand. But MM, no background. Anyone, BA, BSc fellow also will easily understand. Even if you're a BTech graduate also, will easily understand the MM. Materials management, purchase department related work. Another one is HR. Any degree with HR department work experience or MBA HR specialization will understand this one. Another one is PP. BTech mechanical and electrical electronics. Those guys who are working in core manufacturing industries as a production engineers, they will understand this PP module. So there are core functional modules. Apart from these core functional modules, there are more than 65 plus advanced modules are there. Each module is again having few advanced modules. When it comes to FICO, FSCM is there, financial supply chain management, TRM, treasury and risk management, FICA, contract accounting, joint venture accounting, banking, RFX, real estate, flexible real estate management. Like these different modules are there related to finance. For SD, CRM is there, APO, GTS. For MM, WM, EWM, SRM, SCM. Like this, each module is again having some advanced modules. But first time when you are entering to SAP environment, one module expert knowledge is enough to get a job. One module expert knowledge is enough to get a job. But after experience, at least for 5 years of experience, so you have to learn your relevant modules based on your project requirements. So we have to update with multiple modules also, right? So you can't say with only one module you can retain in life. No, it's not like that. IT field, you have to update with multiple skills. Then only you will get good packages which secure your job. So that's the reason with my 15 plus years of SAP experience, so I have multiple modules knowledge. I can deliver training in all these modules. I worked in all these modules. But these two, FSM, TRM is advanced. Who are already working in FICO only will understand, and this is also required. Freshers is not advisable directly to go for FSCM, TRM. But these three are core modules based on your academic qualification and work experience. You have to choose only relevant module. Now, everything in the latest one is we are learning along with HANA changes. S4HANA, everything we are learning along with HANA. And the duration will be, out of all the modules, FICO is a very big module. This is number of hours. 120 hours, it will take 4 to 5 months. MM and SD will take 3 to 4 months. And fees is different for online and offline. This is 22,000, 20,000, 20,000. Offline is 16,000, 15,000, 15,000. And what we are getting during this training, you will get all type of materials. What materials we are providing? One is configuration material. In this configuration material, whatever it is there in SAP screen already typed, when you are taking the class, you have to fill these blanks. These blanks we have given, you have to fill these blanks. So by seeing these notes, later you can practice. In these notes, if you observe, click on save, click on enter. Like this, everything is there clearly. Blindly, you have to follow the material. Whatever we are doing in the system, that we call the configuration material. Apart from this, we are also having a separate material called theory material is there separately. Configuration is there, theory separately is there. So that's the reason I'm not dictating any theory separately. Only configuration also you are not writing fully. Today, whatever you have discussed is also there in this theory notes. What is ERP, what is SAP? And separate materials are there for MM and SD also. And for other explanation, working sheet. Now this Excel sheet you can observe. For each class, one sheet number we are providing. You have to follow your number when we are started class. We are also giving one number for this sheet. So for all other explanation, you have to follow this sheet. Because I am taking all the classes parallelly online in classroom. I don't use board. I will use only Excel sheets for explanation. Now also more than 30 attendees are attending online. So online and classroom, both we are taking parallelly so that I don't use a board. I'm using only this Excel sheet. And the information in this Excel sheet is also you no need to write. I will share this Excel sheet in Google Drive. So regularly you have to refresh and download the latest one. For your class also, we will give one number, the sheet number. So it saves our time with all this structured information. What happened? It saves our time. We are learning more content in less time. If I dictated notes everything, what happened? Half an hour only I can take the class. More than half an hour it will take time to write everything. I have to dictate, you have to write. So double time it will take. So if you don't have that structured material, this duration will be double. 8 months course we are learning in 4 months only. 8 months course we are learning in 4 months for FICO. 6 months course we are learning in 3 months only. So there is a difference, right? And you are also getting server access. Which server access? This is important. R/3 access only you will get in this fees. Because HANA server maintenance is very costly. We need 70 GB RAM, not hard disk only RAM. Only RAM we need 70 GB. We need big servers to maintain. It is costly, so that we are not providing in this fees. We are also taking from outside only. So if you want HANA server, it costs 1,000 per month extra apart from fees. But during training, you no need to take HANA server. I suggest you practice as it is in R/3. Because 90% are same. There is no change, including screens also. Only few changes are there. So our material is prepared along with both the changes. I will show you how the materials are prepared. This is a GL account creation. Earlier in R/3, P&L account and balance sheet options are there. In HANA, new field is added like GL account type. GL account type. So both are there in our notes. So either you can practice in R/3 or you can practice in HANA also. Either you can practice in R/3 or you can practice in HANA also. So that is the reason what we suggest is during our training you practice only in R/3. Once the training is over, you take only 1 month HANA server by paying 1,000 per month. Quickly you can practice only those changes only. Because 90% is same, only 10% changes happen. Practice those changes, that is enough. Because it is again separate cost. You no need to practice from the day one, right? And we don't provide any recordings, right? But if you misses any class, offline students also can join online. Not all the classes, only few classes here and there if it's required. Even for online also, we don't provide all the class recordings, but if you misses any class, you will get the recording. So you want only recording, another option is there. So you can visit our website. So not for live sessions, you want to take only recording classes. Fees are different. What we are providing only with recording access only, not downloadable, recording access. This is our website, pragnatechnologies.com. Course content also you can check here. Is an option called video courses. So only video access we are providing. So for FICO, we are giving for 10,000 only 6 months non-downloadable access to 100 hours of self-paced videos. Doubts clarification will be there. If you are having any questions or doubts during weekends, we'll clear the doubts. And it includes server access of 6 months and other materials also. The same way, here 9,000 for MM and SD. So FSCM TRM and advanced controlling separate course is there. So only video access also we are providing. That is not a live sessions, but half the fees, right? For that you can check our website, right? And when it comes to FICO, another important point here is FI full course we are learning, but CO not a full course. CO is only related to FI. FI and CO closely integrated. But when it comes to CO, there is separate course, it's there, advanced controlling. Only this advanced controlling we are taking 150 hours. Regular class 25,000. Online and offline same fees. So who is learning this course? Who are already working in FICO? There is separate designation will be there. Controlling consultant. Designation itself only controlling consultant. Those guys only who want to become controlling consultants only, you have to learn that advanced controlling. First time when you are learning, this course is enough. This is not at all required. You will not even understand also, entirely related to product costing topics. Manufacturing industries only will implement entire CO module. Right? So this is not required. And when it comes to opportunities, there are different types of opportunities. You can apply as a fresher, or you can claim some experience and you can apply. How to claim that experience? We are guiding. We'll help you in providing that references. But if you are applying as a fresher, you have to write the certification. What is certification? SAP conducts online exam. Exam fees will be there. If you are a fresh graduate, 10,000 is the exam fees. If you are already working somewhere after graduation, for working professionals, fees is 20,000. If you are a student, if you are applying as a student, 10,000. If you are applying as a working professional, 20,000. Exam fees you are paying to SAP Germany directly, online payment. So exam will be objective type, like A, B, C, D, tick marks will be there. So to clear that exam, we will help you, we will guide you. That is also possible. If you are applying as a fresher, certification is mandatory nowadays. Right? If you are claiming some experience, certification is not at all required. So after degree, if you are having gap, go as an experienced fellow. If you don't have much gap, then apply as a fresher. Nowadays, freshers also many companies are asking, but with certification they are asking. You can try like that. Without any problem, you will get the opportunities also as a fresher. From the past 2 years, as a fresher, many companies are also asking. Right? So as a fresher, you will get 3 to 4 lakhs package, and 3 to 4 lakhs only you will get per annum package. As an experience, if you are climbing 3 to 4 years of experience, then you will get 9 to 10 lakhs per annum package. 9 to 10 lakhs per annum package. As a fresher, 3 to 4 lakhs per annum package. In India, I am telling, as experience, 9 to 10 lakhs per annum package. So when it comes to experience, if you are applying Java as an experience, so there is a, for FICO students, there is a separate course is there, project. So you have to attend the project classes also, that not including in this 120 hours. That is extra again. If you are applying as a experienced fellow. Whereas for MM and SD, it's a small modules only. It includes project also. MM and SD, within 90 hours only, this project is also including. Whereas for FICO, project is separate again. This project is required only if you are applying by claiming some experience. Otherwise, not required. As a fresher, if you are trying job, that is not required. So what we are learning in project? So if you are claiming some experience in interview, what type of questions you will get? So what ticketing tools we are using? What is the advanced topics we are learning? Right? We can't say it's a live project or real-time project, because no one gives you a project to do something. In SAP, it's not possible, right? Because SAP project, only one FICO consultant will not do, all other consultants together only will do any project. That is also like our regular classes only, but advanced topics to clear the interview by claiming some experience, what level of knowledge you need, those we are covering as a part of project, right? And for doubts clearance, We are having WhatsApp and Telegram groups. Our lab coordinator will be there. They will answer. I am also there in the same group. I will answer. So server access will be for the next 6 months from the day of the class starting, right? And we'll help you in interview preparation, resume preparation, and we can arrange the interview. Till that, we will guide you. We'll help you. We can arrange the interview. We'll help you in interview preparation and resume preparation, right? So this is all about what we are delivering. I think I have covered all the points. Initial 1 week classes will be common for all the modules. For FSC, MM, and SD also few basic settings are common. The class timings will be Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 7:45 a.m. 45 minutes daily. If you are attending 45 minutes, you have to practice minimum 1.5 hours. That much time you require daily if you are practicing also. Right? For practicing, for each student will separate login username, password will be provided. You can access from anywhere with internet, 24/7 available. Right? And after 1 week, we will divide MM and SD times, but FICO times will be fixed, that is 7 a.m. to 7:45. After that, MM and SD will continue. Right? But first 1 week classes will be common. Okay. So this is how we are delivering. As timings are fixed and we are having continuously classes up to 11:30, 7:45 next batch is also there. Today only I have not taken due to demo. So it is strictly starts at 7 a.m. strictly end at 7:45 a.m. So you have to follow timings properly. It will strictly start at 7 a.m. strictly ends at 7:45 a.m. So any doubts and questions personally also you can contact about your career and modules which you have to select. Still, if you are having any doubts and questions you want to discuss anything personally, you can contact this number. First do WhatsApp message only, later we will call back. This is from my side. Still, if you are having any question and doubts, now we will discuss.